Hello again, everybody. This is going to be a follow-up to the... Oh, and that's another thing. Let me start by saying thank you to all of you that viewed that video, put likes on that video, and wow, the comments. Awesome. Thank you again. But as I knew in the first video, I probably forgot a few things that I wanted to really elaborate on. One of the things was how the FAA has got fixed-wing airplanes lumped into the same category as drones. Well, we're a little bit different than drones. You might all remember this one. That was another video. The satire video, Amazon drone delivery gone bad. That was with this one. It's just a cheapie. These need runway. They need space. So, as us fixed-wing pilots do, we tend to fly where we've got plenty of room, not to hit anything. We don't pose any trouble to anybody. So there's that. No way that should be lumped into the same, or this lumped in to that category. With establishing FRIAs, I still yet to hear of anybody that's been approved. And so here we are, really getting down to the wire. What are they going to do? But, oh, and that's another thing. What about guys like myself that love to float fly? Are you going to be able to get a FRIA at your camp? I know there's probably some of you out there that are full-scale pilots that fly RC. You probably have camps on a lake or whatever, and you might want to fly your RC float plane. This set of floats I purchased and I painted and trimmed up to go on this plane here. How easy is it going to be to establish a FRIA for yourself at your camp so that you can fly your RC float planes? Probably is not going to happen. So you just fly non-compliant or put a remote ID in. But anyway, another point I made in my first video was how, many times I've had people approach at my local flying site, curious, thought that this hobby looked pretty cool, asked questions about how to get into it, how much it costs. I was out flying my hobbyist King Twin. It's a Beechcraft King Air, pretty good sized plane, and a guy saw me and he drove up, and then again, he asked me questions about how much it cost. And we had a pretty good conversation. And it turned out that he's a heavy equipment operator for the farm where this Blueberry Barrens that I fly from sits on, which happens to have an old World War II paved runway flying strip. And he thought, because he lived close by, he thought it'd be a really neat thing to get into. But when I explained to him all the other things involved, AMA memberships, get involved with a local club, there are no local clubs up here. But I don't know if he was really interested after I talked, but that video is going to follow this commentary, and you will be able to hear for yourselves what his questions were. And another point to be made is the fact that he's just a member of the general public. He's not in the hobby yet, but curious about it. And where he was an employee for the land that Wyman's Blueberries leases from the state, he made the comment, and you'll hear it in the video footage where he mentions, I don't think drones are allowed to fly here. But then also asks me, so what kind of restrictions do you have on these things? So even the general public realizes there's a disconnect between something like this and something like this. How come the FAA can't see the difference? And not that I'm throwing any drone guy under the bus. I know lots of people that fly drones. Hell, for that matter, a guy in my club does chase videos, and he's really good at it. Or I'll send one of these up, and he'll chase behind me with his drone, and he gets some really nice videos. He's got his YouTube channel. But anyway, stay tuned. This spectator / interested guy in the hobby, you can hear him pull up. And just listen to the talk that we have. Also, keep in mind that after September 16th, if I hear a vehicle pulling up that gravel road, I'm not going to be able to think somebody interested in the hobby. Now, there'll be some Karen wanting to give me a hard time, at the very least, or there'll be somebody wanting to do harm to me, rob me of my equipment, planes, who knows. But anyway, stay tuned for that. It's coming up right after this segment. Thanks. Well, I hope you guys can see fine out this camera. It's always a crapshoot whether you got it aimed right or not. I don't want to go too close to them. The workers out there. See, the props, a spinner out of balance, one or the other. The plane's kind of noisy.
And it's starting to get a little lumpy. The wind is supposed to blow out of the southwest, which would give me a direct crosswind. This runway runs northwest, southeast. So a southwest wind would give me an awful crosswind. It's probably headed into the wind right there. This is my last battery. I was going to fly my 182, but it takes a 2-cell to run the receiver, and it's a smart battery, so been a couple days since the charge, so I'm sure that's down to storage charge. So I brought 2 airplanes hoping for 4 flights, and I'm only going to get these 2 with the King Air. Oh well. You're down. Nice. Huh. You've only got 28 seconds of battery left. Hey, what's up?
Looks like you're having fun.
Yeah, for another 30 seconds of battery.
Oh, I think I might have talked to you once before.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, you're on camera, if that doesn't bother you.
Oh, it's okay. You're on camera everywhere.
True. You can't sneeze, but somebody doesn't know about it.
Sometimes I think I want me on one all the time, so I got my own footage. No, this was my footage.
Yeah, my last battery.
Yeah.
Uh,
So they're both electric?
Yeah.
I think I probably asked you, but how much money you got into one of those?
well, depends on which one you get, and
Well, I
Well.
mean like that one right there.
that one I think was around $400.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's an affordable thing that I could crash. I mean,
Yeah.
semi-affordable.
You got the plane, then you got to buy a radio.
Okay.
That's another $500.
Okay. Well,
I think this one was $579 for this one, but it's mid-range. It's not the most extreme high end, but it's pretty good.
Uh-huh.
And of course, then your batteries. And for that airplane there, runs on a 6-cell, size of a brick. That can run you in some money, around $100 to $130 a piece.
So you're around $2,000, $2,500.
Yeah, it could probably set you up pretty good with a couple airplanes. This transmitter here will hold like 250 model memory.
Oh wow!
So
one controller. Goes
one transmitter, and I got like 40 airplanes. I got plenty of room for more.
You have 40 of your own?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Unreal.
But
You told me you was a pilot and you had to give up your license. I think you said that.
Yeah, medical. I got peripheral arterial disease. My aorta is completely plugged before it goes into the femorals to feed your legs. So I don't walk very far.
Oh, I don't blame you.
And I got some other health issues going too. I know it'd just be a futile attempt to go to an FAA examiner and get medical rather than have that stamp. I don't know. Yeah, I had my own airplane for 12 years. I miss it. Days like this, I'd rather be.
Yeah.
But I got a keychain camera on that right now to get aerial.
Nice.
And this is catching my landings. I got a YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah. I noticed when you put it down, you look pretty slick at it.
Yeah. When that wind comes up out of the southwest, which is trying to now,
Yeah, I feel it.
that's when it gets tricky.
Yeah. Well, I've watched a lot of small and regular, a bunch of planes land here, you know. And this one day I was sitting here while I was working over that way. I work here, all over the farm really. But anyway, I think it was a Cessna. It was a small plane, and he come in and there was a wicked crosswind, and he come down and first time he didn't even attempt it, and he come back around. And he got right. He come down and he put that baby down, and she was almost sideways on the pavement. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. You come in with a crosswind. If it's coming at you from the right, you drop that wing to stop the drift.
Oh, yeah.
And then, of course, you're still weather vaned into it, so you have to straighten it up with rudder just before touchdown, and you'll touch down on one wheel.
I think he did.
Yeah, you have to. Otherwise,
Sure did.
yeah, it's hairy, and you know, and with these things,
Even hairier.
yeah. Well, we'll put this up for another go around.
Okay, thanks. Well, don't take far either.
See my wheels go up? There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's got retractable landing gear, the whole nine.
Boy, she went up in about 50 feet. She was off the ground.
Oh, I got them go up quicker than that. It depends on what you get for a model. Of course, this is a scale model of a business plane. You know, it's the Beechcraft King Air, which is fairly popular.
Yeah.
Okay, gear back down. And there they are.
Yep.
All the same principles apply. But there's one thing you don't have flying these things, is that seat of the pants feel. You're going by what your eyes see, and then your reflexes got to react to it. And it's quite a trick. There's a learning curve to it.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, I got into this hobby thinking, oh, I was full-scale pilot for years. This will be easy. Ah!
No, I got an idea. It's takes some effort. Crashes a few. That's why I think I'm gonna. If I get into it at all, my first one's gonna be pretty cheap.
Yeah, you know what they say. Don't fall in love with your first airplane.
Right.
Because it ain't gonna last long.
No, but I can see where it'd be a fun hobby where I live close to this airstrip.
Oh, hell yeah. You know, I'd like to, but I'd like to start a club up here.
Oh, yeah.
But, I don't know if you're aware, but the FAA has really been coming down on us for the last 5-6 years. First it started out, you had to register them.
Oh.
Now I think they want you to register every single one of them, which is a pain in the neck because these RC models are here today, gone tomorrow.
All right.
And you crash them, you know.
All right.
And now the biggest thing is this remote ID, where you got to put modules that transmit a signal so they know who's flying and where.
I think because they're worried about maybe somebody might weaponize something like that.
Now they're trying to clear the airspace, I think, to make way for drone delivery systems.
Well, that could be. And I wondered, I don't think you're supposed to fly drones here. Did they put any regulations on you flying these here?
I was here one day when there was a guy from the state, and a couple more showed up. A person that has something to do with managing this place.
DOT, I think, does that.
Yeah, and they said the only thing they recommended for me, that was a year ago, the only thing they recommended really was that I have a two-way radio. But with these airplanes here, they're so quiet, they're electric. I've been out here when something was coming. I heard it a long ways off.
Sure.
I land, and then listen, sure enough, there was one day there was an Apache military chopper that was coming.
Yeah, they come here a lot.
And, yeah, and he was coming. Now it was a big scramble to get 3 airplanes back to the truck before he rotor washed them off into
Yeah,
oblivion.
because I'm sure that kind of,
Yeah.
they take off in that kind of wind or fly around, flop around anyway.
Yeah, so, yeah, that's got beacons on it. You see one on the top of the rudder
I've seen
flashing.
it, all the
There's
lights.
another red one on the belly. Pretty neat plane.
It's a beautiful plane.
Yeah. I got that about a year ago.
Hey, well, enjoy
Yeah.
your day, guys. Great talking with you.
Hey, same here. Don't work too hard.
No, I work in a machine, so it's all an excavator. I dig and stuff.
Yeah.
Not too much physical labor.
Well, that's good.
Enjoy your day, buddy.
Alrighty.